Hello, kia ora, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you so much for joining us. We are tracking a cold change coming out of the Southern Ocean. It's a spring blast with gales, heavy snow and strong winds. The first surge of cold weather is on Wednesday. The next surge is on Friday. We've got bursts of very windy weather on Wednesday and Friday as well. Severe gales in both main islands. So we'll kick off with the animated wind map, then we're going to show you a few rain accumulation and snow accumulation maps so you can sort of just get into your head quickly where the heaviest rain will be. But we kick off with the animated wind map. Today it is highlighting the wind energy, and the brighter areas highlight where the most amount of wind currently is, or the most amount of energy. So we've got this big windy southwest change coming through for Wednesday. For Tuesday, this is taken later on Tuesday afternoon, we've actually still got a northerly or a northwesterly flow over New Zealand at the end of today. It's not until tonight that that cold front properly moves in, and then the temperatures really do start to drop as that windy gale to severe gale sou'wester moves all the way up to Auckland on Wednesday. But we kick off with the rain maps. We'll get that out of the way first of all. So we've got two bursts of rain. The first is in the next couple of days. The next burst is coming at the end of the week and going into the weekend. So for the Tuesday, Wednesday burst of rain, the west coast here, not a huge amount considering it's over 2 days. The areas in bright blue getting up to around 100 millimetres, and the areas in pink and purple from that 50 to sort of 70 millimetre mark. So a fair bit of rain coming, but it's not necessarily problematic. Over in the east, mostly dry in Hastings and Napier, Christchurch and Ashburton and Timaru. Those areas not seeing very much in the way of rain. Southland's got around about 15 to 20 millimetres coming in this first wave of weather. Now remember, it will also be very wintry in the southern part of New Zealand. We'll show you a snow map in a moment, but first here's the next rain map, and this is for later this week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3-day rainfall total. And what you're seeing here in the bright blue and this white area here near Wanaka is showing 150 to maybe close to 200 millimetres coming through. Over in Southland, some heavy rain coming for you with 35 to maybe 45, 50 millimetres coming. So that's a lot of rain for Southland between now and this weekend. And with lambing underway, really not great timing to have that wet weather and the cold weather. It's wet and cold that kills a lot of newborn livestock, not so much the snow. So we've got some wet weather coming through here. The North Island not seeing so much, and eastern areas again around Hawke's Bay, very little in the way of moisture, maybe 10 millimetres if you're lucky coming through over those 3 days in Hawke's Bay. Now let's take a look at the snow. So we've got a little bit of snow on the North Island that could affect the Desert Road and the Remataka Ranges. In the South Island, the heaviest falls are around this location where we are getting up around 75 centimetres. We've also got some snow flurries down here, mostly on Wednesday, falling for a brief time through northern Southland and the ranges around parts of Otago. It's not a huge amount, just a light dusting mixed in with the rain. It won't accumulate, or at least it won't accumulate to much, and it's not likely to settle. It's likely to melt away quite fast. But there is this chance of snow, to some low-level snow down in Southland for a time. We've got another surge of snow later in the week. Just like that second surge of rain, here's the second surge of snow coming over the same period, 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Again, a dusting for the North Island, but the bulk of the heavy snow really through the Southern Alps, and these snowfall totals are quite high. We're talking about over a metre of snow, maybe 1.5 metres of snow. That's a lot coming for the mountains. But the good news is for the lower level areas, it doesn't look as though there'll be any snow. So it'll be cold at times, but not necessarily snowing for you. So wind chill will be an issue. If you need wind chill for a hyper-local level, please go to ruralweather.co.nz. We have got you covered. All right, this is how Wednesday is shaping up at lunchtime. There is the cold front right up and clearing off New Zealand. Very windy sou'westers. This is the area here with the gales surging into the north of the country. Showers, mostly rain showers, but just remember some of these showers in Southland will have some snow mixed into them down to low levels, 100 or 200 metres. So here's a close-up look of the winds. The areas that are shaded are wind gusts. So what we're seeing is very gusty weather around the Nelson Ranges where 110 kilometre an hour gusts are possible, and also around Auckland. The darker sort of shading you're seeing there is 80 to 90 k's an hour. That's what we would expect from a sou'wester. That's gale force getting close to severe gale. Fairly normal weather though for Auckland in that sort of setup, but we've got these gusts going a little bit higher to the north, and I also think that'll be down around the Manukau Head. So that is again around 100 k's an hour, but it might even gust to 120, 130 for a brief time in those more remote areas. Auckland City itself, 70 to 90 kilometre an hour winds are possible for a time. So winds that strong can break branches, and that can lead to power cuts. So there just might be a few power issues in the north as we go through Wednesday afternoon. And the other feature on Wednesday is the temperature drop right across New Zealand. Now, coastal areas are actually normal for this time of the year. This is not an Antarctic blast. It's a cold, sort of typical change that we get at this time of the year. So below average in many inland areas, but coastal areas, most of the main cities are actually about normal for this time of the year. As we move through the week, let's take a look at Thursday. A brief warming up on Thursday, and I mean only a small amount, but that blue line which measures the air thickness and shows when that very cold air, the drier, colder air moves in and up across the country, well, it's now east of us. It's actually being blown east by these windy westerlies. If I was a geography school teacher, which would be a very cool job, this map here I would use to show what spring looks like. High pressure to the north, low pressure to the south, and New Zealand stuck in the middle with the windy westerlies blowing through for you. As we go through Thursday, we've got windy weather. That same windy weather is over in Tasmania. You've also got gusts there to 110 kilometres an hour, and some parts of Victoria as well. So a blustery day in New Zealand and over in Australia, or days ahead, really. Now by Friday, the winds start to ease over in Australia thanks to that high pressure system. But Friday sees another surge of severe gales and a wintry surge in the south. That'll bring in that snow to the mountains, the heavy rain and the heavy snow over there. Rain showers coming in for Southland for the most part, and a fair bit accumulating. And in the North Island, much drier and windier and a bit milder. But the winds are going to be quite serious on Friday. The winds that are shaded here are actually going off the scale. So we're seeing wind gusts in the mountains around here and maybe getting into the plains, 140 to 160 kilometres an hour. Classic spring setup as those nor'westers start to turn more southwest as we go through Friday. So Friday looks like a very windy day. And then we go into Saturday, and that windy weather moves through. Auckland now gets it. The cold blue line goes all the way up to Whangarei. So we've got a colder Saturday. But look at this in the south already. Nor'westers starting to develop, it's a northwest flow. Locally, it'll still be a sou'wester or southerly coming through for you. But that does change a wee bit as we go further into the weekend. We certainly see that change coming through here on Sunday. High pressure parked to the north, mild nor'westers coming out of Australia. But we do have another wintry surge developing. So Southland, you've got more southerlies coming for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday next week. But then high pressure actually does move into New Zealand. But it will be a bit colder for the next 7 days across the country. And that is all from me. Don't forget, for more details, go to ruralweather.co.nz and of course weatherwatch.co.nz with the breaking news alerts. And our next global weather video will be out on Wednesday. We'll be covering all the severe weather going on around planet Earth. And we've got Hurricane Larry, which is out in the Atlantic. Makes me think of Curb Your Enthusiasm every time I say that name. Anyway, that is all from me. We'll see you on Wednesday.